but now I'm making you think about it. Think about it. Sit
Ah,
with it. I had to sit
no,
with it. Yes, yes.
no,
Hello.
no, no,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
I it ended and I was like, was I watching like incest?
You were not watching White
Yes, I
Lotus.
I have not seen what it is on my list. So I actually tried to log into your Cinemax, but it I guess rebooted and I don't have your information anymore.
Um, yeah, I think we have it through YouTube TV. Yeah.
Oh, so I guess I'm gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, we
Mm,
had it through cable and we gave up cable. Yeah, that's what it
yeah. Okay. Okay.
was. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We're
Um,
watching Presumed Innocent right now, so I
I,
have time.
wow. I'm gonna cut this all out. Anyway.
Well, not the incest part. But enough about that. Hello.
Anyway, welcome to a new episode of Black Girl Charm, a charm rewatch podcast with two, two. I'm doing two individuals right now because the takes are two completely different takes. Two black girls rewatching Charm. One of us may or may not be awake right now. The other one. Anyway,
I'm
I'm
up. I'm
ready.
here.
Um, I had coffee, but it didn't do anything, so
Oh no.
just going to be just drinking a lot throughout this episode. I don't know why.
She's drinking caffeine, not alcohol, for those who are listening.
Ah, yes, yes. I do have Moscato on me, but no, I'm not.
Why do you
This
have
is,
why do you have Moscato on you?
I don't know. I just throw things in bags. And then when you go to
I
use the
just
bag again, you're like, oh, Moscato.
I just go and
Anyway,
throw alcohol in bags.
who are you?
I am me. She is her.
I'm, I'm still here.
That's literally what it feels like. I did not have a good mental health week. And I can sit back and look and be open and honest about that my week just kind of sucked. Um, so I'm still here. Your other co-host now.
Still here. Sorry. So for my report this week, I have been so incredibly tired this week, so I barely did anything.
That's a
Ah,
shocker.
yeah, I think I may be lying anyway. Because I'm always on my feet. I did more podcasts than like TV shows slash movies.
Okay.
I listened to How Did This Get Made, the This Is Me Now episode, the Space Jam episode, the Malignant episode, Mr. Nanny, the 2000s Dungeons and Dragons starring Tora Birch, Marlon Wayans, and Jeremy Irons.
So nobody talks about that Dungeons and Dragons movie. Apparently, it is not well loved by the fans. I have been
It's
trying
a
to get my group to have uh a family night, right? And let's all watch it. And they're like, no, it's horrible. And I'm like, but I haven't seen it.
to put it in to context for you guys. What I learned while listening to that episode is Marlon Wayans was shooting Requiem for a Dream and Dungeons and Dragons at the same time. And
Okay.
whew, that's a lot. That is Marlon. I see why you're so crazy because
I love
those
it.
are
It's fine.
those are two completely different spectrums, and to be doing that at the same time, oof, Lord of mercy. Obviously, I am still listening to the rewatchables. I did The Last Boy Scout.
Like Boy
Speaking of
Scout.
the um, Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis.
Okay, I haven't seen any of these.
Alive which is about um, people who were in a plane crash. They were out there in the Andes for 70 days and they were cannibals. So,
Okay. Yeah, isn't that based on a true story?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the male Yellow Jackets.
I mean, you gotta do what
And
you gotta do.
I know. And last but not least, Warrior, which is the Tom Hardy, Joe Edgerton, and I mean UFC movie where they're brothers, but they gotta fight each other in the UFC dog. But I also watched. I've been stud. I've been studying a lot. Trying to get a better job.
Yeah.
So because I've been studying, I've had a lot of Dateline on in the background. I don't know, man. True crime. It's just always gonna be like a really good study guide. Like Keith Morrison in the background.
I do love me some Keith Morrison.
Exactly. His voice is so soothing while he's describing some of the most depraved acts. And that's really good background. I'm sorry for your family's tragedy, but it's really good background noise while I'm studying. Um, and what else? Oh, I did watch Reacher, the first season
Oh,
of
okay.
Reacher.
A friend
And
of mine is in the third season.
woo,
I haven't watched it. He's fine though.
mm, he
It's on my
is.
list.
I wanted something goofy that wasn't, Dateline was a little too serious while I was in the home stretch of my studying.
Okay, okay.
And this morning, because I, I needed something emotional, I watched Speak, that Kristen Stewart movie that I really, really like. That is like the best Kristen Stewart performance of all time. I've never seen Twilight, so any
You
of
didn't
them.
come with us when we went to do the midnight showings?
I've never seen a Twilight.
Oh, I guess you didn't.
No, but her acting in that movie is so good, and it's a very good book that I had to read in high school. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's one of those books. But yeah, what's on your report?
My report's very small. I've gotten back into scripting the life that I want. I actually have a book somewhere that's called Scripting the Life That You Want. I think I'm gonna read that again once I find out where it is on my bookshelf. I don't see it. But I've gotten back into scripting and manifesting, so that's been really big on my report. I've started doing my daily tarot cards again. I feel like when knock life you down. When life knocks you down, you kind of feed back into those things. I finished that movie, that show with Adobo.
Oh, I do want to start.
It was good. I liked it. I laughed a lot. I also watched Wine Country, which was hilarious. The ending was very underwhelming, but the other hour and a half of the movie had me laughing out loud. It was quite funny. Um, The Residence,
Ke-
that's the name of the movie.
There's that Keanu Reeves and
No.
uh,
Wine Country is a girl flick. It's a chick flick. It's with um Tina Fey and basically all of her friends from Saturday Night Live. I think that's it, really. I don't really think I did much. When I think about it, I didn't really do much this week. I talked to a career coach, and I have those weekly sessions now with a career coach. It feels like I'm talking to a therapist,
mm,
um, which I guess is good for my mental health. Um, yeah, there's tons of things that I want to do. I just don't care to do them. I'm going to though start making like little checklists because I do find that if I make a checklist and I complete it, it's a big dose of adrenaline. So going back into like my Virgo nature, I'm just gonna start checklisting everything. And then when it's done, I can be like, yay. I did do some stuff. I did start cutting again. I said last week I hadn't cut in a while. I did cut. That took 2 hours because the piece was very intricate and there were no instructions. So I was trying to figure it out. Then I also watched uh, a video, a series, a seminar on how to create your own SVG files for the Glowforge. So maybe when I'm in a better headspace, I will be creating my own stuff. So I do have things on this upcoming week that I am looking forward to getting accomplished, but it is what it is. I did watch this episode. I'm proud of myself.
I do Finch, which is the mental health gigapack app.
Okay, I have seen that, but I was like, it looks like it's full of shit. But if you like it, then
I've
I
been
would like
doing
it.
it.
Okay, I'm gonna
I'll send you an invite.
send me an. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just trying. Like, I'm just. I've been eating a lot. But that's not even true. I've been eating out, but I only eat like one meal a day. So I've also lost weight. I'm sure you can like look at like previous videos of us and just watch how my face has just gotten super slim over the last month and a half. I'm an appetite. I'm just here. I'm here. You're like, how are you? I'm alive. I'm breathing.
That's
All
why
I can give you right now.
anytime somebody asks me that, I'm always like, I'm here. If I'm at the grocery store, I'm here.
I'm here.
If I'm at the doctor's office, I'm here.
That's
If I'm at work, I'm here. Like, what you want from
yeah,
me?
that's it. That's it. Rome
Yeah.
wasn't I have to keep reminding myself that Rome wasn't built in a
Listen, but
day. And I told what it is, it's not necessarily that Rome wasn't built in a day, it's that I have no control on how Rome is being built. If Rome was going to
mm-hmm,
be built in 2 weeks and I understood that because that was the control that I have,
mm-hmm.
then I'd be fine, right? But Rome wasn't. I need to be Brutus, not Caesar, but Brutus.
Just going back to Finch, they also, because I started my week already,
Okay.
and they're like, they always ask on Sundays, what do you want to work on this week? Do you want to be more present? Do you want to work on productivity, family, whatever? And then they give you prompts, and then you can write your own stuff in.
Okay.
Right? You can add. They have some standard goals, and then you can write your own goals. Like I have eating as one of my goals, like eat 4 meals a day.
Oh my God.
And but you know how I eat. I eat like a bird. So for me, 4 meals a day is somebody's 2 meals. So
Right, right, right.
but for me that's a big thing. And I like every time I go to check off that I've ate something, I get some stones so I can buy stuff in the store and make my
Okay.
baby look cute. It makes me feel like, oh, I actually did do something today.
Okay. Okay.
I have two separate prompts that are thank yourself for getting through the day.
Oh, I
And
like that.
yeah, I
Did you
haven't.
jump off the top of your roof today? I did not. Good job, girl. Good job.
Exactly.
That's what I need.
Um, they'll have this like every so often they'll ask you to reflect, and they'll say, what's one thing that you're grateful for? And sometimes when it's me, I'm always just like, well, what am I grateful for? And it just forces you to be positive, even
Right,
if you
right,
can't. And you don't have to like gush and write a whole paragraph. You can just be like, I'm grateful for air, and leave it at that. What was the other thing that it does that I oh, I have a prompt that says smile at yourself when you pass a mirror. And at first it felt so hokey to do it, but now like I look forward to passing a mirror and smiling because sometimes you need to just smile
right,
and be
right.
happy. So it's little easy prompts, and you get rainbow stones that you can use to buy stuff for your house or your baby, whatever. It's cute. It's mental
Okay.
health. Yeah,
I
I
need, yeah, I
will.
need that. I need
Yeah,
that. So that's where
yeah,
we are. So,
yeah.
guys, why we are really bubbly, it's because of the trauma. It's because of the trauma.
Very Kid Fury-ish, and
I do want to get back into. A friend of mine had asked for a recommendation on podcast because she's driving into work now, and so a lot of
Mhm,
traffic. And so she asked for a podcast recommendation. She said she's kind of over the murder mystery stuff. So I
mhm,
recommended the No Sleep podcast, and it's something I listened to when I was actually in office. And
mhm,
it kept me from spiraling, which is weird because it's a horror podcast, but the voice acting is really well. So I would like to at least get back into that because I don't really listen to podcasts because I sit at home.
mhm,
I kind of just let like you listen to Dateline, the first 48 plays in the background.
mhm.
So
Um, because I'm on my feet most of the day,
hmm
I do have a podcast, I mean, a playlist that's a mix of music and podcast episodes. So
oh,
I do have like Smosh reads from Reddit stories. I have, of course, You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes because it's a mix of a comedy plus mental health podcast plus religion,
okay.
but not in a religion kind of way.
Right, right.
But what's your journey with religion? What's your experience with religion?
Okay. I've been
Yeah.
trying to find like a woo woo podcast that I like, but they lean really into white supremacy.
No,
Like you
I
listen to a couple and you're like, oh, this is built on white supremacy and misogyny, and I am not with it. I do like a little bit of juju though, but I haven't listened to it in a while. So if anybody has anything, please feel free to leave in our comments or send us an email. We're always open to do new things.
mm, oh,
This
I
is
will
nice.
also throw out there, I do like the Villain Was Right podcast.
You do,
If
and you have liked that for a very long time.
if for whatever reason you guys haven't heard me talk about it already, it is a podcast that talks about movies from the villain's point of view and asks, were they really that bad? Wow, I do listen to that podcast way too much because that is the intro. Um, and on my way here, I was listening to their Phineas and Ferb episode because they also do TV shows as well.
Not
And
Doofenshmirtz.
yeah, so
Now, Phineas and Ferb got me through my first pregnancy. That's because I couldn't sleep. And it used to play on Disney Channel. And that's what I
mhm.
watched at like 4 a.m. in the morning.
Disney XD.
Yes, yes, back in the day.
Mm,
Hmm
damn. We were just bashing in last week. My God. This week we talking about the sweet, sweet memories. Um, but guys, we are up to season 4, episode 18, Bite Me. The original air date is uh, April 18th, 2002. The writer this week is Curtis Keel. His full credits are in season 4, episode 7, Brain Drain. The director this week is John T. Kretchmer. Full credits in our pilot episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
The
nothing.
original pilot or the pilot that was aired?
The pilot that aired,
Okay, okay.
and that's why this episode has a 7.9 rating because
It was done well.
he knows how to pull that out of you. Anyway, our guest stars this week, Samuel Ball as Rowan, 48 acting credits, including 13 going on 30, and Perry
Hmm.
Mason. He's the umbrella guy.
How do I not remember that?
When she opens the umbrella to hide his penis.
He looks very nice with a beard. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
Elizabeth Grayson as our vampire queen, 34 acting credits, including Highlander and Murder She Wrote. Jay Avignon as Keats, 109 acting credits, including NCIS and Leverage. I threw that one in there for you. Uh, Shashir Kurup as Doctor, 52 acting credits, including True Blood and Numbers. Another one for you. And
Let
Betty
me see
K.
numbers.
Bino as the Heartbeat Leader. 7 acting credits, including Death at a Funeral and ER. The
Wow.
trivia this week is when discussing the possibility of vampires, Leo says, far as I know, they're a part of a whole different network now. That is a reference to Buffy, because at this point, Buffy is now on the UPN network. Ha ha ha.
Oh,
Ha ha ha.
okay.
Michael Bailey Smith plays the Grimlock in this episode. He has played four other roles, including Shax, Janar, Balthazar, and the Source.
Did
Uh,
he not play the original Grimlock too, or was that somebody else?
no, he played the original Grimlock too.
Okay, okay.
Uh, while Piper flips through the book to try to find what attacked Paige, she calls out various types of demons. The first one she mentions is Manticore, and they will battle Manticore in a season 6 episode titled Little Monsters.
Manticore just reminds me of a Pokemon.
It
I
does.
choose, I choose you, Manticore.
We actually got music in this episode. We had Fly Away from Here, Graduation Day by Dropline, Weave by Rusted Root, Deep River by James Young, and Welcome to My Party by Rusted Root. So I guess Rusted Root had they big one. They told all their family members
All their family
charm. Mm-hmm.
tonight.
Hold on. The IMDb synopsis is the Trombones fight a vampire queen who kidnaps Paige and tries to turn her against Piper and Phoebe.
That was
Does she
hard.
kidnap? Does she? The DVD synopsis is trying to unseat Cole as ruler of the underworld. A vampire queen turns Paige into a bloodsucker and urges her to feed on Phoebe and Piper. And I learned my lesson. It took me 2 episodes. I'm like, it took me more than 2 episodes, but I finally learned my lesson.
Okay.
Our quick synopsis is Phoebe and Cole have moved into their new apartment, but Cole prevents Paige and Leo from orbiting her to keep his secret safe. He summons factions of demons to unite against the forces of good. The vampire queen plans to defeat Cole by biting Paige and turning her into a vampire. To save Paige, Phoebe, Piper, and Leo must kill the vampire queen before Paige drinks human blood. Meanwhile, Phoebe feels unwell and faints, leading to doctors running blood tests to determine the cause. And I only have 12 thoughts, but they're instead of like breaking them all up into like individual thoughts, because a
Okay.
lot of them are just sandwiched together for
That's
the
fine. I
essence
have
of
one
time.
one solid thought. One solid thought. That's all I
Incest.
got. Incest.
Mhm.
But you can start.
All right. So my it's what is Piper fighting, and since when can she move like that? Because she flipped over that couch, and I've never seen Piper flip over anything in my life.
All of a sudden, Piper, she got hands. Excuse me. All of a sudden, yeah, Piper and Paige got hands. When did this come in?
I feel like Paige always had hands because you can't be an alcoholic without hands.
So
Um,
not like judo karate type hands, more like I would figure she'd be more of a boxer stance than
yeah,
anything else. I don't know where any of that came from. You are absolutely correct.
there are notes on that when I was researching this episode, and they say it's I guess she started training since blinded by the white lighter, but I don't believe that. You can't make me believe that. Natalie is the reason why Piper got hands. No
Yeah,
thanks.
no.
Sorry to bother you. Piper, you're pissing me off with this people pleasing. She agreed to this when she moved out, and you guys are still the charm ones. This is for Phoebe. Girl, she misses her sister. Oh, she's fighting a heartbeat. Piper is weary, and I wish her sister and her husband loved her more. As a traumatized baby sister, I understand why Paige keeps bringing up Cole, but I wish you'd take a break. Piper is tired.
I understand why she's bringing up Cole. I get it. It can be annoying, but we're going to get to a point where I told you so is going to clearly play into this. Because if you guys had just listened to me, maybe
Hmm.
we wouldn't have all these issues. Because clearly Leo don't know what the fuck he doing.
Hmm.
But that goes right back into something that we've been saying since season one. Yes, I think Charmed does well in certain aspects of the
Hmm.
sisterly bond, but in other aspects where you can clearly see like a sister is exhausted or tired or something's just not right with them,
Hmm.
there's never that true connection, which is, I don't understand how Charmed Board works then, right? Because it's supposed to be based off of the sisterly bond. There is never this true connection because she moved out of the mansion. That weird scene after they kill the harpy or whatever.
Hmm. That's
It,
why
it
I was saying sorry to
it feels
bother
like
you.
it feels like a breakup. It feels like the breakup, but you got to come back to pick up your stuff.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense that Phoebe can't pick up on that.
I mean, it's Phoebe. It makes sense. It's Phoebe. If you had said Prue, I would have been like, yeah, but it's Phoebe. And I was reading some of our notes in the TikToks this morning to see if I had
Mhm,
to make fun of you because I'm never going to jump in. Um,
mhm,
but they were agreeing with us that Phoebe is selfish, and she's always been written as selfish. It just felt like a breakup when you can clearly see that something's wrong. And also, I don't understand. I don't want you orbiting. I'm a newlywed in a new house. I don't want you orbiting. I don't want you orbiting either. Like, how you know I'm not butt naked having sex on the kitchen
mhm.
table?
No, I get that. I understand that. And I don't want to act like that boundary isn't a valid boundary.
Right.
But in a sense, it's not really valid. Because I'm like, let's be honest, I'm only ever really going to harass you when I need you. I'm not just going to be orbiting over
Well,
to your house.
that's not true because she did Orbit to be like, oh, they need to talk. You should have called.
Yeah,
But
that's
why also he didn't put
the
no like spiritual bound? I guess he couldn't, right? Put a spiritual boundary around the house because then it would
yeah.
have
Well,
kicked in.
I feel I'm gonna give Paige that aside because she's getting good with her Orban, so I expect that kind of like she gonna orb everywhere she can.
Right.
Because as soon as they finished fighting, the first thing she asked was, "Do you want me to orb you home?"
Right. Right. And then she was like,
What?
no, but that doesn't make any sense because
Because if she orbed from the office, how you get at home? And at that point, I was like, she probably is just going to take the same thing she did in the pilot, take the cab to her house and say, Cole, come pay this man. Because that's exactly what happened in the pilot, except it was Piper and not Cole.
I I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. There
And
should have. I don't know.
the,
It was written very heavy, like
the
handboxy.
way, yeah, the way, and also, I feel like the reason why I'm also giving Paige that, like, I'm pushing back on that orbing boundary is the way Phoebe presented it doesn't sound like it's even her
Yeah, it's
plan.
always Cole. It's always
It's
Cole.
always Cole. Like, Cole wants this. This episode came off as if Cole is abusing Phoebe.
Yes, it definitely came off as I am unhappy in this relationship. He is mentally abusing me. Please come save me as soon as you can.
Yeah, and it just made me feel bad. Like, the episode is good, but everybody's like the research says that this should have been in season five, and if I had got this in season five, I feel like I would have loved it more, or it holds up a lot more. It doesn't
Right,
feel so daytime TV ish because you have time to flesh it out. We spent so much time fleshing out Paige and the sisters, which obviously that time should have been taken,
right,
but to like throw this on the back end, it's still a good storyline, but you obviously now that we're picking apart 20 odd years later, you see where the faults in the
right, right, right.
storyline are.
I
Um,
concur.
then why stick them next to each other? This is the Harpy and the Grimlock. If you want, oh, we all need to be together. We need to join forces to take out good. You already started on a bad foot. Why would you sit me next to my aunt? Already showing that you're
I
not a good leader.
mean,
All my project management courses that I've been taking the past 2 months have taught me that
you
that
need
was
to
not
be
a.
a good people leader. You need to be in servant leadership. I also don't think it's Cole. I think it's that bitch Julie. I don't like her,
I don't like her
especially
either.
Especially when the wife came in, like, why, bitch, I am the wife. Why you acting like this? Why you? Oh, I will
Yeah.
make myself at home. See, you got slapped.
Why is it that she
20.
should? This feels like a waste of our boo. The Grim. You want this Grimlock back just for this? Just for this?
Just for this. Mm,
I'm happy he got his check, but I wish they gave him more meat
right,
on
right.
his plate.
I do like the meat on his plate. Yes, yes.
Who gonna check me, boo? um, again, we just said it, but this feels like an abusive relationship. Why is he trying to separate you guys? Why no orbiting? Why are you pushing it?
I mean,
Because
Leo did the same thing, so they used to it. That's
true.
why Grandma said, "No man, no man."
Uh, I, Cole has only knocked the door once while he was courting Phoebe, and that was in the episode where they go to the Wild Wild West. Every other time you have shimmered your ass in my fucking house. Now all of a sudden, because you got your own place, I can't orb there. Get the fuck out of here. This is not Abbott Elementary. Stop it.
Come,
Stop
come
it.
on, straight to the wow, wow.
The Wild Wild West. I'm gonna listen to that when I get out of here. Um, also, Pay in the office, don't piss me off. So last week's episode, this bitch office is getting painted. This week episode, your office getting painted. Y'all are so lazy. Also,
Woosah.
if she has to tell you that a heartbeat scratched her, you should tell her where there's going to be a whore in her home. Okay?
Wait, what? What?
He sees the heartbeat scratch and he gets mad.
Yep.
Oh, you should have told me about this. I don't even know why he's that mad, but if you that mad about a heartbeat scratch, but you not gonna tell me when a whore who has been throwing a box at you since the minute she met you is gonna be alone with you in our home, get the fuck out of here. You see, this is why
The
I'm toxic. This is why I'm toxic. Because
the
exactly.
only reason why I'm not mad at him is because he's already said like that's my woman. Like I can't help it. The little bit of humanity I have left in me has claimed this woman as mine, and so fuck the rest of y'all. I will kill all of y'all to protect her. So I feel like he sees Julie as inconsequential, and that's why he don't bring her up. Like he sees her as a roach. Like I will kill you if I have to. Move on. I've already told you that your box is smelly. I don't want it.
I was gonna say it, but I was like, I am not going to have to edit this out. But you just reminded me of Aaron Max. Anyway, um, I get your point. I understand that. It's just the petty in me
It's the
is
petty. Yeah.
you mad at me for getting injured on the job.
A
Look,
job he no longer wants her to have. Because if
you are
anything happens to her, he gonna set this world on fire. Oh, this is why I'm ruined for men. Oh,
somebody in our TikTok comments said Leo would let Piper die, but Cole would burn the world for Phoebe. I was
this is where dark romance started for me, right here. Because he was like,
like,
any of y'all touch my woman, any of y'all gonna have to deal with me. Play with me if you want to. If that makes me a weak man, then so be it. But y'all will get these hints.
um,
Also, he
vampires
is
are.
in the residence. He has like 20 lines, but he is in the residence.
I know. I saw,
Mm.
because I follow Kylie Minogue on the Clock app. And I think I follow Kylie on the Clock app and I follow Uzo on Instagram.
Mm.
So I got a whole bunch of backs.
Behind the scenes.
Mhm. And I was like,
He has
oh,
the full
look at you.
Australian accent, everything. It was so nice. He needed more. He needed more scenes. I need more of this man. Put him back on my TV screens.
He left his show. I don't know
I
why.
know. I
He's still
know.
leaving the show.
He say leaving the show.
Vampires are always so horny. You're mad at this, Leo. I who is a
Not
lot of
a.
food again. Oh, you don't have to cook.
You got slapped. You got slapped. But I like to cook. Y'all just don't like eating my shit and be just disrespecting me. That's the problem. Y'all disrespect
Every
me. That's why there's
day,
food in the fridge.
every day I get a new comment on that stupid ass video about Leo being the best. And you telling me a man who knows his woman, who knows his wife, when she is stressed out, she likes to cook. That's she had that you was watching her all her damn life. You know that she likes to just keep her hands busy. And you gonna tell her, well, at least you don't have to cook. Shut up. You don't even know how to console her. And I'm supposed to believe y'all are made for each other?
I would just keep going back to the mantle, okay?
The vapors, the vapors.
That was him crying over his true loves right there and then. There's nothing that you ain't never seen that man. She died less than a half an hour later
All her sisters
and
had
had
to
to
be
be
like,
told to be revived. That man, 6 years later, was sobbing on the fireplace mantle. I want to hear nothing. Nothing from you people in the TikTok comments.
also, I don't feel like this was Piper agreeing to have kids, but more of a tired woman not fighting. Because,
N- She does look disappointed. I would be relieved, but she does look disappointed. I was like,
yeah,
why are you upset? I'm so confused here.
I'm thinking about that TikTok I sent you where that girl is on the floor sobbing because of a positive pregnancy test, and her family is just cheering around her. Lord, if that's not me.
I just like, why are you disappointed, sis? You don't see your life now. Now you gonna add a child to that? You gotta mother your sisters. You gotta mother your husband. You wanna add a child to that?
And
I'm exhausted for you.
I'm gonna give Phoebe her little one right now. In the Freddy Krueger episode, she tells Piper, all the books say don't make any large decisions right now. Don't sell your house. Don't do this. Don't do that. Having a child is a large decision. And I feel like Leo asked you to have a baby in the height of your grief. And in your grief delirium, you agreed. And while you're disappointed because you made this agreement
You
and
gotta sleep with him all them times.
you out here pulling the sweet tea and it's not going right for you, I understand.
Have a
I
baby
know.
by me. You be a millionaire.
Can't believe that girl heard everything Quad said and was like, you were about Gregory so bad.
While she out here dressed like my Mima. Get out of here. There's nothing that you can say to me that would hurt me because it looked like you shop on Pitkin in the 90s. Like, my grandma had that same dress, okay? My grandma had that same dress. I remember going to Pitkin to get that dress with my
You know
grandma.
what? Not, you
Shawl and
know,
all. Shawl and all.
nah, you doing too much. Because picking, no. That is dress barn outlet. Okay?
R.I.P. Just Barn Outlet.
That is dress barn outlet. With them the way them peaks were stiff, not moving.
That's what I'm saying. That's Pitkin.
Nah, picking, you sweat too hard. Them things is really
That's that. That's that, Dennis.
Oh, not the $10 dress spot.
I just, no offense, but ain't no way you a fan of the show. You seen how all these girls dress, especially your op, the girl you've been talking about for the last. 4 months?
Ain't no way.
And
Cause
you come,
Toya used to dress like T, and then all of a sudden,
Toya got a
something.
stylist.
Hmm?
Toya got a stylist. You can't be switching mansions every other year and not have a stylist. Get out of here.
I'm just saying, 'cause Toya looks good now.
She does look
Like
very nice. She does look
her
very
little red
nice.
dress.
I
I was
mean,
like, look.
listen, the fact that Heavenly looked better than you on that stage,
I,
there's nothing that you could say. And that's all I
oh,
would have said. She would have said something to me, and I'd have been like, "You have you looked in the mirror? There's nothing that I can say that you have not already said to yourself this morning. I'm
the
done,
fact that you neck and neck with Simone, and we
ma'am,
being funky, all Simone had to do was change the wig and cut that mesh off real quick, and
and
that's a
not
good look.
laugh. Listen,
Anyway,
anyway, all I'm saying, we're gonna move on. If I gotta call this
um,
out, like you go.
why the elders don't know anything? Again, putting on my journalism
I'm
hat.
leaned in. I'm leaned. Look at the forehead. I'm leaned in.
The half-faced source was the source for 500 years. Good versus evil have been at odds for far longer than 500 years. How come y'all don't know about demonic enclaves?
They don't know nothing. The fact that Cole has to be like, nah, this is definitely a vampire. No, it's not. How you going to tell me? I'm telling you it's a vampire.
Keep an eye out. Leo, be better at your job.
You know what? It is, at this point, it is our fault, okay? We are what, 88 episodes
You,
expecting
you know
something
what
that
this
you're not going to get.
you know what this reminds me of? When my wallet was stolen and I did the investigation for the cops. I did all the timestamps and did everything for them and then filed my police report. It was just like, here's everything that you need. Oh, you're really good at this. You should be a cop. No, I don't. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Don't say that.
I would snort at you. I would oink at you all the time if you were to be a cop.
No, no,
Send you
no.
little, send you little piggy gift cards and stuff.
They went to this store. This is how much. This is what they purchased. Da, 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 da. Here you go.
Get you little, was it Western Market gift cards?
Anyway, um,
This little piggy
Paige,
Western Market.
you're a good social worker.
Yeah.
I love this little bond y'all got. Cause she don't want to push Piper too much because she don't know. Like that's you my sister, but you're not my sister yet.
But they're
Um,
getting there. They're
mhm.
getting there. And I do like the development of their relationship, especially at the end where she was like, I'm thinking something, but I know you don't want to hear it.
You people, you people,
I was offended.
you people. I
I was
wish this
offended
were
for
on
her.
HBO or AMC because she would have said, "Fuck you, Cole." But you know what, Cole? Bite me. It still works. It's pretty dated by 2002, but it still
Right, it
works.
still works. It works.
A decent burn. Uh, although the bite back, that was out of pocket. What you biting at me for? What are you doing that for? Also, Cole with a migraine, which you're only adding to.
Oh,
Ugh. Did I ever tell you about the time I pulled a knife on
I
my
do like,
neighbor?
all I was going to say was I like his cute little haircut. I think it kind of like aged him down a little bit. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
covering the bald spot. I do
Hmm.
like his haircut. No, you have not told me.
Oh, it was just the I had a really bad migraine, and my neighbor kept knocking my door. So I answered the door with a butcher knife in my hand. It was just like. What could you possibly want? And while they were afraid for their safety, you know, the message was made clear that leave me alone.
That you're a psychopath.
No, migraines are just
I
migraines are the worst.
understand. Yeah, you're still a psychopath.
I'm just saying,
One doesn't
if
delineate from
you
the other.
knock on somebody's door 4 times and they don't answer the door, uh, maybe that person just doesn't want to talk. Um, Honestly, for me, I knocked 3 times. Good solid 3 knocks. Okay, they're not here. I go about my business. You gave me 4 knocks. There wasn't gonna be a fifth.
All right, continue with your notes.
I like that they played into the vampires having good hearing, even though I don't think they were whispering in that apartment.
You set Rowan out. You didn't even take a pause before you and her got into it. What's wrong?
Hmm.
Like, that is a fumble. That didn't make any sense to me. And I took that as a fumble. Come on, you should know better than that.
This banter is cute. Too bad you gotta vanquish him. Thinking on your feet. I like that in my bad guys. Also, I don't like that they play into the leather coat bad guy stereotype because that man is swimming in his coat. I'm going
Yes.
to send you a picture so you don't yell at me. There you go. Um, Honestly, I wish they'd given us Ronnie from Raising Kanan or like a Hans Gruber.
You didn't send me no picture, you liar.
I just did. But if you watch Raising Kanan, if you watched the last season, you know who Ronnie is, and you don't need to wear a leather coat to be a bad guy or menacing, a la Ronnie or Hans Gruber.
Not you slurping.
Sorry, my bad. Um,
I it was it was uncomfortable. Even like her getting bit, it was a little bit too on the nose, I would
mhm.
say. And when they bit her, it didn't look big, like bad enough that she would have bled out into the parking lot. She just like she got
Yeah,
attacked.
there's a continuity note on that I just didn't feel like adding, but
Okay.
they said that had she not been found sooner, she would have died. But y'all don't have her in the ICU. Y'all don't have her hooked up to any fluids. Not there is nothing
They
that
let her
indicates.
go home the same night and was like, okay, come
Yeah,
back tomorrow for the rabies shot. That doesn't make any sense. Why is she
yeah.
not on infusions? Why? And I understand why, because they needed for her to leave. So that,
Hmm.
but come on now. Come on. Come on.
Anyway,
It wasn't
how
necessary.
you barely wanted to save him last week, and now you want him to heal you. Another example of why he's terrible at his job. Why is he ready to heal in front of everybody? Leo was ready to go with Paige, but I love watching him get whacked. Sasha whacked him again for that. Are you kidding line? First of all, what time is it that you're going to dinner? How long have you been waiting at P3 for him? Because, like, I have to imagine it's California at this point, so yeah, everything closes at 2?
I mean, it's Paige. She don't gotta wait for no man. You see how body in that two piece?
Mm,
She gotta wait for no man. Also, I need that two piece like 10 years ago when I had the body
Piper,
for it.
Piper asking, and Leo's going to pay. So we making jokes about his brokenness? Okay, okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, this sounds really abusive, girl. Why does Cole, a former demon who mainly got around by Shimmer, pressed over Orbe? She legitimately said, I'm doing this for Piper. Girl, you're in danger. Dang, they really don't like you, Paige. Why is your parking space so far? One and two. Why the bouncer ain't walking you to your car?
I was thinking that why is there no bouncer to make sure that nothing bad happens in the parking lot and so she doesn't have a liability? Because if something
Mm,
happened in her parking lot, she would be liable for that.
hmm
So why
These
is there no
bats should have,
bouncer?
yeah, these bats should have covered more of her body. They only went for her face and neck. But I'm blaming production because her stomach was out, her legs were out, and you only got like up here.
Right, right.
That was the fast blood draw. However, per Jose, they don't use those large needles anymore. And the speed is determined by hydration and how the needle hits the vein and how juicy the vein is.
How
Leo,
juicy the vein is.
Jose also wants to know why Leo didn't heal her in the car.
Yeah. Oh, we'll wait till she gets home. What is now
Uh,
you care?
why haven't you fried her yet? She's too horny. Now she talking to you like you're slow.
Does
Why
she
haven't you heard?
die? When does she
I think so.
die?
I think she dies in the baby swap episode because she's only in like three episodes, three or four. Um, why haven't you heard about this already? Why are you only now asking the good questions? Why Piper ain't trying to freeze her? Okay, so I'm assuming the why Piper didn't try to freeze her is when she's a bat flying out the window. Yeah, I just watch her fly out the window. You don't even try to like, or whatever. Shock.
Right. Also,
Oh,
why are all these windows open? Y'all know this is an old house and it got a draft. You are raising my electricity bill. This is me as a mom, right? Because I was like, why she got these windows open? You raising my electricity bill. What is wrong with you? You see, she's about to turn, like you said, she's about to turn to back. I just, these girls, these girls.
oh. Leo was only asking good questions of Cole, like white item questions, but we too late in the game for you to be asking these questions now. Cole is super excited to learn about the Vanquish. It's not giving. I'm a former demon, so that's interesting. It's giving nefarious. He definitely scoffed and said internally, "Y'all are slow as hell." This is when Piper makes the joke that there's a new swordsman down, and she's like, y'all know who it is? No, dumbasses. Let's see. Take all that blue-ish off your blood now. That's when Paige officially becomes a vampire. Um,
Red looks so good on her. And I
yeah.
also need to find out, and I wish we had what you see on TV, that website now, because that
Mhm.
lipstick I need. It is the perfect red. I'm going to try to find it. I'm probably not going to, but it was gorgeous on her.
Piper caught Cole's mask slipping, so I love that. Dang, Keith, you talking too much. The jig is up. I hate
Where
that
is our homeboy? Where is the cop? Where has he been?
keep it Sheila minding his business. Um, I hate that bad guys never have a safe word. However, why would anyone who's heard how Balthazar became the source question his strength? Love doesn't make you that weak. If I literally inherited the guy who was the source for 500 years' power, y'all think he pussy? Like, y'all think I don't have hands? Y'all think I'm dumb?
I need Charmed. I need Charmed to be written almost line by line, but for black people. So like, you think I'm pussy? Is that what you think? Like, that's what I need. That is, I need it to be on some like, whether it's YouTube or HBO.
Yeah, like, you
But
think
that's
I'm
what I want. You
pussy?
think I'm pussy? That is what I need.
Cole is so good at being bad. Rose gives good brat and good orphan. Rose's line delivery of do-gooders has stuck with me throughout the years because it's perfectly bratty and it's in her throat like do-gooders. I don't know why I love it so much. Um, Piper said, "You sure?" And I said, "Sounds nice" at the same time. Between choosing the party over Leo last week and "Don't come over here, girl" this week, you're the one causing the distance
Mm,
between you and your sisters.
mm. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you're a liar.
Like,
You're right. You're right. I'm
you're the
sick.
one causing me.
You 100%. I mean, but she's also the reason why her sister's dead. So
You're right. It's just the call is coming from inside the house, Phoebe, and I wish it's so ironic that you're giving relationship advice to all of San Francisco, but you can't see that your sister is mentally and emotionally at the end of her rope.
she she only has that job because she is interesting and funny. It's like um
Is your personality high?
not that, but it's completely. I don't know why. It's completely blanking out. What the fuck is her? Sorry. I mean,
Oh, she's
right?
Carrie Bradshaw. Oh yeah, we
Yes.
do end up having like a Carrie Bradshaw type episode a
That's
couple of seasons later.
that's what she
Um,
is. That's literally what she is.
um, Leo gotta be told everything. And I'm assuming that is when Paige flies off as a bat, and they have to tell him, "Hey, follow that bat." Um,
He's just so bad at his job.
Leo is so scary. That's when he's like, "We gotta get out of here, guys." Why are you running from a fight, you pussy?
Because he know he's gonna get his ass flung into a wall, which is what happened.
Trenchcoat Julian is so good. Mm.
Not him. Turtleneck Julian. It's very
It's the
nice.
turtleneck
It's the
trenchcoat
turtleneck.
combo.
Yes. Also,
Julian was in his.
can we talk about the water bottle full of holy what? Oh my gosh, that was pitiful.
Bobby Singer built a demonic panic room when he was bored, and I'm supposed to respect Leo.
For
Wesley
a
Wyndham
squeezy bottle. I was like, get away!
Wesley Wyndham Price always comes out with the shoddy, and I'm supposed to respect Leo. Charles has hands and feet and a brain, and I'm supposed to respect Leo Wyatt. Don't piss me off. Anyway, Julian was in his bag when he said in-laws. He was in that acting bag, and I love it. Um,
I need more of this man on my screen. I just don't understand why he don't want to work no more.
um, I'm
He don't want to
happy
work.
that
Ooh, are you watching
Piper.
Mobland? Sorry.
Oh, is that with Pierce Brosnan and
Yeah,
Helen Mirren?
and
I
Tom
think so.
Hardy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I'm so happy Piper is finally on board so Paige can stop sounding like a hater. Anyone, anyone who is the friend that has to be warned about, understands what Paige is going through. And yeah, shout out to the director because we both know anything is possible. Could have been cheesy. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I think outside of Rowan hitting on Paige and they're supposed to be a family and it was kind of weird, I think it was handled really well.
Um, why does everything have to be important? Let's say, let's see. Why does everything have to be important? Uh, oh, yeah. Okay, I understand what I'm saying here. When at the end of the episode, when Paige calls Phoebe and Cole asks, "Is it important?" I feel like we should have gotten the hang up from Paige and Piper's point of view and say like, why does everything have to be important? I just can't call my sister. Like, what the fuck? Um,
Oh, nothing.
and then we transition into Cole like, oh, nothing. There's no one. City girl Phoebe is poking her head out. Why would Phoebe ask if the test results are in? That's why he's calling. I know why we have this telenovela ending, but I don't like it.
Miss Hallowell? Hello?
Miss
Hello?
Hannah? Miss
Also,
Hannah?
I just don't see Cole not saying, bitch, you gotta take my last name. Miss Hallowell. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that. Mm-mm.
um,
I can see Leo not having no skin in the game because he's poor. But at that point, he was already the source. And having a charm one with your last name, son, nah. That didn't it didn't. I know it
no,
has
I
to,
feel
but it didn't. Yeah.
we already had that scene where Graham says the women in this family keep their last name. So to bring it
Yeah.
up again would have been redundant.
But I think from a man's point of view, right, and a man that's also at that point 50% evil,
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
I
I'm
would have
just
been here for
saying
that. I would have been like,
that
oh,
we're not
oh,
gonna have that storyline again if we already addressed it in Piper's wedding.
but it's Leo.
Are there any other tweaks you would make to the episode?
Um, I would have liked more between the Vampire Queen and Cole. That could have been hot and spicy. I feel like she gave off more hot and spicy and more tantalizing than Julie. So maybe they do like get forces and then it could have been like a couple of episodes. It would have been interesting. It would have been interesting. I know we're back to the monster of the week thing, but it would have been cool. Other than I still think I know I said earlier in the episode we're like 80 something episodes in, but damn, just that man don't have no history or nothing. Cole walked in and was like, "No, bitches, I'm telling you it's vampires. Like the fuck, I'm telling you it's vampires. What
Well,
the fuck you going through the book for?"
to be fair, Phoebe is the one who initially rules out the vampires.
You are my white lighter. I don't give a fuck what you say. Right? We go back to the other white lighter where she was like, "Y'all think y'all know everything, but y'all don't, and y'all need to shut the fuck up and listen." Perfect example. Why are you listening to your charge who don't know nothing? She read a book.
You have the experience. Well, has he had the experience?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you said
Because
that.
last week his charge was going up against a student. So who knows what Leo has been through? Um,
How many charges you think die under his name?
too many.
Cause like,
Uh,
why you keep giving him charges? I would have taken
True
after Prue
died.
died, you would have gotten them taken
Maria
away from you
died.
ASAP.
The amulet witch died. We got three witches under his reign already.
He's died a couple of times. Like, sir,
You suck.
they don't have demotions.
No,
Man,
because he
he'd
fails
be like a
upwards,
cupid.
remember?
He could be like a cupid or something.
Wow. No, we already have him grooming Piper. We don't need his effect on other men. Um, you're
Oh
welcome.
my, oh my,
That was dark, I know.
that was very
Uh,
dark.
Um, Trying to think. I don't think I really have any tweaks that I would make to this episode
So I was in
because
my
it.
producer bag though. Before you
You
make your
were.
other tweak, I was. So the internet believes that it's MAC Russian Red with the lip gloss on top. Boom!
Yeah, I think this episode went the only way it could have gone.
Yeah.
For
Except
the
I'm sad that it's not. Let me not. How do I phrase this? I am sad for Piper that it is not Piper that is pregnant. I am not sad that she's not pregnant because why are you getting yourself baby trapped?
because he asked her to have a baby in the height of her grief. You ask a man for what you want right before he has his big finale. You ask a woman for what you want while she's grieving.
Don't be telling the secrets on the internet.
I mean, there's other ways to trick a man to do whatever you want him to do. But that's just the low hanging fruit one. Um, yeah, I'm very happy that we have a strong director for this episode. That being said, I am giving this a 7 red halter top dresses.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna give it a 6. It was okay. It wasn't one of my favorites. I'm gonna give it 6 MAC Russian red lipsticks. Because I feel that most of the stars that I'm giving it are surprisingly, solely on Paige.
Yeah, she's been in small doses.
I like
She's
her.
very good.
Yes.
Um, the morning conversation between her and Piper doesn't feel forced. I feel like,
Yeah, it felt like two sisters just having a cup of coffee and chit chatting. It didn't feel like there's something wrong with Cole.
yeah, not even just that. It feels like it's a routine that they have. That
Yeah.
it's an unconscious routine that they have. So I feel that Piper and Paige get up within 15 minutes of each other and start their days around each other, but never really interacting until they get to the kitchen, and that's when they do the quick little "Good morning, how you doing?" Da 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 da. But here it feels, "Oh, you're up early. Oh, okay, girl. You beat me to the coffee. Oh my god!" Like it feels like one of those, and I really really like that. I did like their conversation when Piper's like, it's just a bunch of little things. And even though Piper's problem has always been that she's a people pleaser, and her still being a people pleaser while still confronting the truth is very good to see. That 5 minutes we get with them feels very on brand for family, for that sisterly bond
Yeah, yeah,
versus a lot of the other stuff that they've given us on this show.
yeah.
Um, Trying to think. Yeah, I hate. I won't say that I hate it. It honestly is low key, high key, an abusive relationship if you want to take the rose colored glasses off. It's very you're mine, you belong to me kind of
Hmm.
relationship. And we do see in I guess in season 5 that their relationship does eventually become physically abusive. So yikes. It's
Yeah.
It's very hard to champion that relationship when you know that
What's coming down the pipeline?
not is not just that, but damn, you it would happen off screen, but you was putting hands on Phoebe later. Like, I know you hate that episode, Centennial Charm, but yeah, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh, yikes. But good writing for putting the planting the seeds in this episode, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it for me. I do like this episode. Um, so that like I feel like we're here already, and we've been talking about this arc for years. So now that we're here, I feel like I have to like give my soul to the arc and like, no, my soul is staying with me.
You're so silly. I don't really have anything.
Oh,
Let's
but
end this. Let's wrap this up.
some some witches be hoes.
And
Blessed
hoes be
be.
wishes.
Ooh, 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 ooh.